Shalom, shalom, Israel. Give an honor to the Most High and the Saint Yahweh Shah. We are the Battle Axes coming at you with a Wednesday night class. We give our praises to the Most High for just giving us the opportunity to make it to his class, to get edified in his name, get more understanding of the scriptures. Tonight's class we'll go into why shouldest thou die before thy time? Why shouldest thou die before thy time? And like me and the brothers, we work together. We encountered a situation last night where, we had two of our nation of people just going at each other, man, like they had no respect for each other, no understanding for each other, no compassion for each other. And it posed the question, why should we die before our time? Because if we're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, loving your brother, if you hate your brother, you are what?
Murder.
A murderer. You know what I'm saying? So before a brother is murdered, he's already murdered just by going into each other, just by fighting, want to argue with each other, you know what I'm saying? I'm the big dog, this, big dog, that, but the Most High give us the opportunity, man, to have everlasting life, to keep things going for us and our children. So we want to make sure we follow the guidelines that we need in order to keep living in this life, keep getting understanding, to keep getting more built up in the scripture so that we can, solidify a spot in the kingdom, man. Why should you die before you solidify your time, man? Because when it's over, guess what? That was the last straw, man. You're going to get judged off that. So first precept we get to is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Who were you in here?
Yeah. The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So be not deceived. Now we're going to start the class off, but don't get it twisted, Israel. Don't try to act like you can shut and jive the Most High God. Don't try to act like that you can try to play and give half step this thing and think that you're going to make it to the kingdom. Then when you get there, your key don't work, you think somebody has done you wrong. Be not deceived, man. Be not deceived. Whatever you reap, whatever you sow in this lifetime, you shall get what you desire, man. If you put 110% in, guess what you're going to get out of it? 110%. If you half-stepping in this walk, guess what you're going to get? Half-stepping when it comes down to it. Don't be deceived, though. Read that again. Right?
Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Whatever he soweth, that he shall reap, man. Read on.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
So if we already know, man. Every time we bring out a class, it's the spirit versus the flesh. You want to try to get your spirit built up enough to fight against that flesh, man, and to win that battle. But if you sowing fleshly things, earthly things, then that's what you're going to reap. You're going to reap the flesh, the earthly thing. Read on.
But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap everlasting life.
But he that soweth... Read it again.
But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Life everlasting. That's right. So you want to make sure that you're sowing to the Spirit, man. It's a constant battle within yourself each and every day. It's that old man and that old woman saying, yeah, go ahead and do what you used to do. And it's that new man, that Israelite woman, that Israelite man saying, no, I got to do this. I got to stay the course. I got to endure to the end. But in order for your spirit to win that battle, you have to stay grounded in these laws, statutes, and commandments, or else you will perish from this earth before your time is up. And we all know you got to have a just weight and a just balance, right? So we need a lot of work. We need some more time. I know Israelites always I'm ready for the Lord to come back. Yeah, how ready are you though? How really, really ready are you? Because I still need some time. I still got to get this evil off me and get my just balance going. I need my weight to be back in order with the Most High God so that I can make it to the kingdom. We talked about this Monday, man. 2/3 of our people won't make it, man. Sometimes it's a spirit check. You got to look around and see. But every 3 people, 1 of us gonna make it, man. It's a spirit check. Sometimes you have to check your spirit, man. So if you reap it, you're gonna sow it. Read that again, like verse 8.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
So you can't sow to the spirit and think that you go get. I mean, sow to the flesh, then you'll get a spiritual balance out of it. You can't sow to the spirit and think that this gonna be a fleshly balance. Read verse 9 and see why.
And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
And the Most High Christ let us know, if you do what you're supposed to do in due time, when you endeavor to the end in due time, he said he's what? He's not a man that he should lie. Most High ain't gonna lie to you, man. He's saying due time. If you just stay the course and do what you have to do, guess what? You're gonna reap the benefits of what you did. Read 10.
As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men.
Let us do what?
Let us do good unto all
We
men.
gotta do good to each other, man. We gotta start doing good and do better to our people, man. Guess what? Sister looking at you funny, brother looking at you with a little salty eye, man. Oh well, man. Do good to that brother, man. Do good to that sister, man. It's small things that we can help ourselves better and be way better off, man. Read on.
Especially unto them who are of the household of faith.
Especially them of the household of faith, man. We gotta make sure we take care of this. Is family in here, man. This right here is family, man. We gotta make sure we take care of this, man. This is the foundation to start getting this world back into order, man. Right here. Go ahead. It started with us, and we're gonna trickle it down to our children, man. We're looking for the next generation to come and take this thing by storm, man. We fighting right now, but guess what? King Solomon didn't have to do no fight, did he? Because David put the world in submission. We're trying to put this world in submission so when these children get there, it's already there, man. What you got? Bring it out, man.
Go 2nd Esdras chapter 7, man. Verse 58 right quick. I'll get it back. Because it's going into the same thing, man. It's our patience and long suffering we're supposed to be with our brothers and sisters, man. Instead of we see a little bit, we see any kind of flaws in the brothers, now we upset to the world. Or any kind of flaws in some sisters, we upset to the world. We ought not to be like that, man.
2nd Esdras 7 and
58.
58.
Get there, read it out.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, verse 58.
Read.
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said.
He said, if you overcome, you shall suffer as the scripture said we're supposed to do anyway. Because we're supposed to be long-suffering in this walk. And this is what we expect to be at all times. So if we long-suffering, that means we're going to go through things. You can't be long-suffering and not go through nothing, man. Long-suffering means you suffer something.
That's right.
Read.
But if he get the victory,
But if you get the victory, man, read.
he shall receive the thing that I say.
That's what we're trying to work on. Trying to receive the things that the Lord said we're supposed to have, man. This world was made for us, man. Read verse 59.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived.
So this is the same thing Moses was saying. Paul saying the same thing in Galatians, man. Read.
Saying, choose thee life, that thou mayest live.
That's what he's telling you to do. Choose life just so you can live. But Paul just broke it down in different ways. Same thing, you can get the same answer in Job chapter 4. Verse 8 saying the same thing. The stuff that you sow, that's what you're going to get. But if you choose a life, you're going to get life.
That's right.
Verse 60, I'm going to give it back.
Nevertheless,
But it's a nevertheless on the other side, though. Read.
they believed him, they believed not him,
But you believe not him, read.
nor yet the prophets after him. No, nor me, which have spoken unto them,
Read.
that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation.
Because guess what, man? This is the whole game plan. You see brothers teaching on the street, you see brothers teaching in the classroom, you see sisters staying diligent in this walk, and guess what we trying to do? Persuade each other into salvation. This is the whole game plan, man. It's to persuade. Guess what? Well, brother, I'm tired of you. Guess what, brother? If I offend you, I apologize. That's how you persuade brothers into salvation, to sisters into salvation. Man.
But that's how we do it up here, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, let's go to Hebrews 10 and 25, because that's exactly right. Very precept, right? Because we got to persuade each other to do better, man. Just because somebody get out of character or want to get out of line, you still persuade them to guess what? Let them know, man, look, I can't deal with that. We're going to get past this. That little small thing, it's small things, man. The kingdom of heaven is what is the goal, man. So anything else is small news, man. Brother, look at you, sister, act roll the eye. That's small, man. The kingdom of heaven is what is the greater goal, man. These things are small. We got to provoke each other and persuade them to everlasting life. Read it.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25.
Bring it out.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
It say not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, man. We have to come together, man. That's what we do. Because when you see, matter of fact, start at 24, my bad.
Verse 24. And let us consider one another.
And let us do what?
And let us consider one another.
And let us consider one another, man. Be considerate of sisters. Be considerate of brothers, man. Be considerate of the children, man. That's what we have to do. Consider each other. We don't.
To provoke unto love.
To do what?
To provoke unto
To
love.
provoke them unto love, man. How many times have you heard the word provoke? You ain't never heard somebody say provoke somebody to love. He provoked me, I had to hit him. She provoked me, I had to slap, whatever the case may be. But the Most High said we got to provoke each other to love, man. Just because brother got attitude, see what's wrong with brother. Just because sister ain't talking, see what's wrong with sister. Provoke each other to love, man. We know.
And let me give an example right quick.
Bring it out.
I'm provoking each other to love. Me as a person in the world, I am not the one that was given gifts just to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Here, brother, you can have this type of stuff. Coming into this truth, man, and you meet brothers who willfully do things for you as a brother. Just here, I got this for you. You like, man, I got to get this brother something back. If that ain't a provoking in the love, it ain't about the material things. It's about the fact that somebody was even thinking about you. You weren't even thinking about it,
Big
brother.
God.
Yeah, and then now you like, man, I gotta figure out something to get this person or sister. You know what I'm saying? Sister, I gotta figure out what I gotta do for this sister so I can give back. That's a provoking into love.
That's right.
Go ahead,
Read that out.
Verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good work.
And to good works, man. We got to provoke people to do better, man. We can do better, man. You know what I'm saying? Push your brother to make it work. Push your sister to get better, man. Push the child to get better. It's a family. It's a nation. Read on.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together.
Because how many times have you heard, oh, that's a bunch of Negroes together. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be something happen tonight. Random preview. Oh, it's going to go down tonight. There's going to be some extra altercations, extracurricular activities going on. We got to break that, man. We got to be able to come together and guess what? Show these people that guess what? It's love, man. We're going to provoke each other to love, man. We got to break that cycle. Read on.
As the manner of some is.
That's the manner of some is. Read on.
But exhorting one another.
But doing what?
But exhorting one another.
And this all falls in line of what? The fruits of the Spirit, man. This is how we need to act towards each other. The fruits of the Spirit, man. We got to show meekness, love, you know what I'm saying? Patience towards each other, man. Why would you want to die before your time is up? And all you got to do is show love to your brother and your sister, man. Not hate your brother and your sister, man. Be patient with your brother and your sister. It's the fruits of the Spirit that we got to act towards each other. Read on.
And so much the more.
And so much the more. I love that part of the scripture, man. And so much the more. It's so much more that we can do for each other rather than fight each other, cuss each other, call each other's niggas and B's and H's. You know what I'm saying? There's so much the more that we can do. And the Most High letting you know that when we come together and assemble, you see there's so much the more. When we get together, we have a, man, come on, you know what it is. Ain't no party like an Israelite party. The Israelite party won't stop. And you know that just by talking on the phone with a brother. You've been told brother 18 times you've been got on the phone. And guess what? You ain't tripping because of the conversation going on. But you just like, man, what we done? Well, I'm supposed to be at the post office. We're going to have to get on the phone right now. Like, because it's so much the more, man. Just being an Israelite, being together, assembling together, man, that just, the Most High said so much more that you go see and feel. It's so much more that you'll see in life rather than just being niggas, just being Bloods and Crips, hoods and street corners and things like that.
Because a little secret to this thing now, if we did what the scriptures say, approve a friend, a lot of misunderstandings come from not proving a friend, and a person have expectations of somebody that they don't really know.
That is right.
And when you don't prove a friend, you realize, man, certain things about people, that's just how y'all is. Certain things about people, that's just how Nehemiah is. Ain't no getting around. That's how this brother is.
Yeah.
It's just like when you know your own brother. You know, no matter what you want from this brother, this just how he is.
So true.
But when you come into a situation and your mind thinking that everything's supposed to be perfect, but you ain't even proved these people, and you got expectations of them, and then you get mad when it don't go how you think it should go.
Yeah.
But if you actually proved a friend and you seen that this, dang, he just always a little late. No matter how much I want to have to be here on time, I'm just a little late. And then you start understanding that about the person, and then you don't get mad at that person because you understand that's just how that person is. You know what I'm saying? And we have to prove a friend before we get mad at each other, and then little do people know they be really holding the grudge.
That's right.
And on the side of that, proving a friend, that matters the most of anything. Because a lot of times people thinking because you proving a friend, I knew him for a long time. Guess what, man? As long as we've been knowing each other up here, we still proving each other on different things, man.
That's right.
Because guess what, man? We ain't did everything together. Because some things we don't know how to deal with each other on, but we learn how to deal with it through proving each other through those things, man.
Right.
You don't just stop proving a friend because I love you now to prove and stop. No. There's people like, I guarantee you, like that thing I've been married 40 years, I guarantee you he don't know everything about his wife. And he's still learning stuff about her right now. That's it, every time. And you like, dang, I don't know you. Guess what? I guess you don't. Because you're still learning a person, because proving never stops, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
It never stops. Thank you, brother, for those kind words.
I want to talk about that.
Hey, but read 25 again. That's right. Great points these brothers bringing out, man.
Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together,
Uh-huh.
as the manner of some is,
Read on.
but exhorting one another,
Uh-huh.
and so much the more,
And so much more as what?
as ye see the day approaching.
As we see the day approaching. Come on, y'all. It's time to cut it out, man. It's time out with the attitudes, the misunderstandings, and he just don't get it now. Come on, man. We see the day approaching. Like I told me, he said, man, I got to do a class, man. He said, I ain't never known America to give us all this free money, just stuff just going. What? Something is up. We see the day approach. Something is up. Let's stop playing, man.
I'm thankful for that, Luke, because that show gonna be Friday class. That's what's going to.
That's right, man. Something is up, man. As we see the day approaching, we see it. It's coming, man. So it's time out to stop the arguing and the bickering between each other, man. And like we know, we know the matter. We know what it is. Esau, they did a great number on our people, man. The Willing Lynch letter, all this, man. They did a great job of putting us against each other. But that don't mean we gotta stay against each other.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right.
We ain't gotta stay there. So why shouldest thou die before thy time? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 3:1.
Yes, what?
3:1.
Okay.
1 and 2.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
So it's a season, a time, a purpose for everything. We know this. Certain seasons it's gonna be trying to get back up on the hard season. It's gonna be, guess what? We got to get together, assemble more. It's just a time and season for everything that the Most High made a purpose for. So purpose, a time and season for everything. Read on.
A time to be born,
Uh-huh.
and a time to die.
So the class is, why should you die before thy time? So we know it's going to be a time that, guess what? We're going to enter into this earth, and guess what? We're going to leave out of this thing. You know what I'm saying? But why should you not let it linger? Why should you not push and try to strive for the best and the longest time that you can be here, and put forth the greatest work that you can to make it to the kingdom. Exactly, it's gonna be a time that we're gonna be born. We already we hit that stage. Brothers and sisters, we was born. So the next it's gonna be a time to die. Yes, but why should it be before your time, man? Read on.
A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted.
And like you said, you're going into the same thing. When you plant a seed, guess what? You want something out of it, right? You hope that it bring up a good fruit, whatever the case may be. You plant whatever. So when you plant it, guess what? It's that born. And then guess what? When you get that good vine, that right vine from it, you pluck it out. Because you did it for a reason. The Most High created us and gave us this life for a reason. But don't let your plant be plucked up before it brings forth that good fruit. Don't let it get plucked up before it guess what? It's to waste. Oh, I had to get that one out of there. It's part of the tares. Weed the tares, man. Don't let that time hit you. Let's go to the precept. Bring it out.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 17.
Boy, that's the next precept. Start at 15.
Start at 15.
All praise. Let's get it. That's exactly where we're going next. All praise.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness.
So King Solomon saying all things he's seen in his days of his battle. And it do be like that. You see some wicked people still living. Queen Elizabeth.
You do, man.
No, she done had several monkey hearts.
Mm-hmm.
See all these George Bush lived almost 100. Then you see good people who leave this earth early. Like King Solomon said, you see a just man that perishes in his righteousness. And there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. Because sometimes the Most High stretch that thing out for him. Because you be wicked, you ain't gonna have happy days all the time. So you may see that. Read on up.
Be not righteous over much.
What did the Bible say?
Be not righteous over much. Neither make thyself overwise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?
So us in this truth, man, be not righteous over much. You need to focus on getting your own self-salvation. We got a lot of people that want to be overly righteous and over-righteous over much when they need to concern themselves with keeping the law, statutes, commandments themselves. Because you can lose your way. We done seen brothers sit up here teaching his word, teaching other people, and at the same time, they breaking simple commandments. They hating their brother while they teaching their congregation. That's being righteous over much. Brother, you losing the whole purpose of what we doing because now you so focused on you that pride gets on you. And now you want to make it your show. And now you on everybody but trying to act like you are holier than thou. Well, you need to settle down, and that's all of us, and be righteous over the things that we need to be righteous over. Read on.
Read verse 16.
I
want to get something out of there too. Verse 16.
That's where we at. All right. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Go ahead, I'll break it down.
Be not righteous over much. Neither make thyself overwise.
What does that mean? Neither make thyself overwise.
More than I am.
Huh? It could be leaning on your own understanding.
Exalting your thoughts above the knowledge of the Most High.
Let's go get the precept. Let's go to Sirach, chapter 2, chapter 3, and start at verse 20. Because a lot of times we get too besides ourselves. When we do search out things that's too above our pay grade, guess what, man? We do. Sometimes we just got to sit back, keep reading, keep studying, keep fasting, keep praying. Most High gonna reveal that thing to you, man. Right. Read it up.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 20. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly.
Because guess what? He said the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. And that's how brothers don't understand. That's how brothers need to get their understanding. That's how they move through the ranking system. The lowly and the meek. Not the ones that's coming here puffed up thinking you know all these precepts. You're not going nowhere. You're going to have to be lowly and meek. The humbleness is going to have to be towards the Most High. That's how you move through. You want to learn how to go through the rankings. Be lowly and be meek. Be a servant to the people, man. A lot of times people be too puffed up, man. Go ahead, up. Verse 21.
Verse 21. Seek not after things that are too hard for thee,
Read.
neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Because sometimes people go into all these different things. They think they can break down every single. Just do the smaller things, man. It's gonna come in time, man. Verse 22 is the point, man.
Verse 22. But what is commanded thee?
That's what the Lord is requiring. What's commanded thee? Don't be searching out these things that was way too high. I need to go get this book, need to go get that book, and you don't know the basics. He said, do what's commanded thee, man. Read.
Think thereupon with reference.
He said, those are things we should be thinking upon with reference, man. Read.
For it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret.
Because guess what, man? If you like the next scriptures going into it, there's more things to be shown and more things shown than anything than you can imagine.
That's right.
When brothers lined up with this truth, sisters lined up with this truth, you can watch TV and see everything on that TV and be lining that thing up with precepts in your mind all day long. If you really in tune with the Most High.
That's right.
Go ahead, that's all I
Let
want
me
to
precept that right quick. Sirach, I read Sirach 19 and 24 to go with what I talked about. He that has small understanding and fear of God is better than one that has much wisdom and transgresseth the law of the Most High. And that's basically going into what I'm talking about. You don't have to have all the knowledge of the Bible, but if you got obedience to the Most High, you better than he that know the Bible in and out, but is breaking God's law.
That's right. A lot of people look, I gotta be a deacon, I gotta be a captain. Nah, just be in order with the Most High God. Just be obedient, man. Go, you said on 17. Ecclesiastes 7 and 17, right?
7:17.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes. Not Ecclesiastes. That's right.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 17. Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time?
Read that again.
Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time?
Be not over much wicked. Well, we got, like what we seen last night, these brothers was over wicked. And then one of them was even over much wicked. Brother came back with a bulletproof vest, a chopper.
Couple of them.
He went home.
Couple of
They
them.
got into it. We trying to keep the brothers from fighting. If you're saying wicked, here, take my phone number so we can argue back and forth. Here, take my address so you can come to my house. That's foolishness. And then they separate. The other one go back home and come back with the bulletproof vest as if this other dude was going to be here. Boy, are you being over much wickedness? Read on now.
And that's funny, because the thing is, if you go back home and get the bulletproof vest, you got his address, why the hell you come back up with what we did?
That's foolishness. Read that out.
Why shouldest thou die before time?
Neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? Let's get something on that foolish. Proverbs 12 and 16. Because he say, why beest thou foolish? Why die before thy time? We got a lot of brothers dying before their time because of being foolish. And it's because of this right here. Read it when you got it.
Okay.
You know what? I never knew that was when I was young. I heard old folks say that all the time. Man, that boy died before his time. I didn't never know that was in the Bible, man. I just thought people just said it.
Why shouldest thou die before thy time? Like the title of the class.
The book of Proverbs chapter 12 verse 16. A fool's wrath is presently known. But a prudent man covered shame.
Because a fool's wrath is presently known. A fool gonna come out here like old boy did. Come all in the middle of the street doing donuts. Come back, park his car halfway in the street in the parking lot. Got a vest on, gun out in the middle of
Uptown Dallas. Don't forget that.
Not South Dallas, not Oak Cliff, not the hood, uptown. And you doing all this. So a fool's wrath is presently known. Because they're going to make it known. And then when something happened to him, well, I'd like to say, we got death on his brother. And so it won't be a shock when this fool dies before his time. Because that's what you running up to. Because you being overly wicked over much. Straight up.
And that's a great point. But why should that brother die before his time, man? Why couldn't we get them brothers to acknowledge each other as both being men, as both being Israelites, man? Because they don't know. They don't know the laws of the Most High God. They don't know that we have laws that we're gonna go back to it. We can stay there. They don't know about the laws of the Most High God. They don't know that we have laws that we have to follow and be in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Why couldn't we get them brothers to shake that out and just say, okay, well, we made a mistake. Brother, if I offended you, I'm sorry. Why should a brother have to die before his time, man? And like we say, we're not putting death on nobody, but they put it on themselves, man. Because if you hate your brother in your heart, you are a murderer already.
Come.
You already murdered that brother. Y'all both murdered each other already. You know what I'm saying? Dude, girlfriend trying to tell him to stop, he not listening. Other dude, partner trying to tell him to stop, they not listening. Is it that bad, brother? Like I said, I know Esau did a number on us, man. But we got to break that cycle. We got to break that scale, man. Read 17 again.
Verse 17. He that speaketh truth sheweth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit.
Where you at, Op?
Proverbs 12:17.
My bad. Go back to Ecclesiastes 7 to 17. My bad.
Okay. 12:17.
No, Ecclesiastes 7 to 17.
7 and 17. Okay. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 17. Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time?
Well, that's a great question. Read on.
It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this.
But he said, it's good that you take hold of this question. Understand this question and understand what this question is asking you. It's good that you take heed of this and really see what it's going into and saying, man. Why should you perish before you get a chance to get that balance right, man? To get to the kingdom, man. It is good to take hold of this. Read on.
Yea, also from this withdraw not thine
And
hand.
it said, don't withdraw your hand from this. Keep this in the back of your head, in the front of your head. Keep this thought process in your mind, man. When sister come and roll her eyes at you. When brother don't dap you up. You know what I'm saying? Keep this in your mind. I'm not gonna let this brother push me into murder my brother. No. I'm gonna let this sister keep me. No. Not today. Not on this watch. Not on this 4 legs. Can't do it. 4 legs. Read on.
For he that feareth God shall come forth of them all.
For he that feareth God shall be the one that come out of, like I said. You ain't gotta be a deacon, captain, officer, deacon, captain, officer, so and so. You ain't gotta be all that. Just be one that fear God. And when you fear God, you do what? You keep the commandments. Man.
Right.
The one that keep the commandments and fear God is the one that's gonna prevail out of all this thing, man. You can be the deacon or the deacons. You can be the sister's wife or the sister, whatever you want to be. But if you ain't fearing the Most High God, you ain't gonna make it out of this thing, man. Jump over to verse 11, chapter 8, verse 11.
Let me get one more preach up on that.
Bring it out, man.
Let me get Job 5 and 2. Because I due to why we made this class, I'm harping on that. Neither be thou foolish, why should thou die before thy time?
Yeah, for real. We got to. That's the whole point.
Neither be thou foolish. Boy, that foolish, man. It's heavy. We was a foolish nation. We a foolish nation now.
The book of Job, chapter 5, verse 2.
Read that.
For wrath killeth the foolish man.
What do wrath do?
For wrath killeth the foolish man.
That's why he say, neither be thou foolish. Why dies before thy time? Because wrath killeth the foolish man.
Man, for real.
Read on.
In envy slayeth the silly one.
And what does envy do?
In envy slayeth the silly one.
That's why we got a lot of brothers that's dying at alarming rates. That's right. Because the foolishness that's in our nation. Brothers they could have boxed it out and been better off than what they were doing.
Yeah, for real.
They had a little old scuffle and now he ready to go to war. Because of foolishness, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't gonna box it out. And it's always the one that don't want to box, the one want to go get the gun. The other dude, he talking, but he ain't pulling no artillery out and say, I'm gonna go get nothing. He would have fought it, but the one that don't want to box, He go home and get all this different stuff, foolishness. And what I had said, now what if the dude had been waiting on him to come back? And you ain't even thinking that, because you so foolish, you thinking you finna be having the upper hand.
Right.
But
That's a great point, man. Don't be foolish, Israel, man. That is foolish when we see our brothers getting into it with each other, man. That is foolish when we see brothers fighting over street corners and hoods and colors, man. Don't be foolish, man. It's time out for that, man. Why should us die before that time? Now go to 8 and 11 in the same chapter, in the same verse.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you, this brother that went this crazy this class was. It's all about this brother, man. This brother that we seen with this situation last night, this ain't his first time doing that. This is not his first time doing that. This brother that went to the house a couple of times, got guns and stuff, and ran and came back. This is not his first time, man.
And keep crying wolf, man.
But a lot of people, they get away with, like what they say, you get away with murder. Get away with murder, then they start, guess what? They start getting your pride and puffed up. See, it's a problem why shit is die before that time. Why? Because a lot of people are proud and arrogant. Because the Most High ain't took them off yet. Like we read in verse 15 in chapter 7. It said, I've seen a righteous man, a wicked man that prolonged his life. The Most High God is in control. That wicked man prolonged his life, but the righteous done passed away. But see, people look at that and be like, oh yeah, man, like we say all the time, brother been selling dope. He's 48 years old. He's still out here selling dope. When you see that, then you think, well, shoot, you know, I'm proud and I'm arrogant now. I can't be touched. That's how some brothers feel. Read this.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Because sentence is not executed speedily, or because them brothers still out here, oh, now you done got puffed up and arrogant. They ain't think that you can keep on pulling this game. You can keep on pulling guns and bringing guns and doing this thing, man. Read on.
Therefore the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil.
And that's the arrogance right there. Therefore the hearts of men is fully set for them to keep doing evil. Because they still live, they still out here, they out here making it. Done did God knows what, done pulled God knows what kind of tricks in this world. But now go that arrogance, and then you see brothers looking at them like, well, shoot, Big Bro done did this. What they call OG done pulled this off. Now they going into that same fault.
and not realizing that in the words of the theme, ain't no old dope dealers down south.
No.
Ain't no, know what I'm saying? You ain't seeing no, they might hype up a couple Frank Lucases or some stuff like that, but that ain't prevalent.
Nah.
You finna go down.
That's right. Read verse 12.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times,
Read on.
and his days be prolonged.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times, man, but he's still living. Read on.
Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear
He
God.
should be well with who?
With them that fear God.
Brothers and sisters, man. Fear the Most High God, man. Keep these commandments, and you won't have to worry about dying before your time, man. Why should I die before their time? Because they don't fear God. They don't got fear in their God. They ain't have fear in nothing last night. Like you said, uptown. Guns, shoes, just big, you know what I'm saying? You know what it is in uptown. Edomite. Who looking to try to tell on somebody. Call the police on somebody. And they came, they just went to the wrong spot. They turned up in the wrong area. But this is what they want you to do. Like I said, they give you the keys, the tools to always keep yourself down. We finished 12 off and then you got it.
Which fear before him.
Which fear before him. It shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. Go ahead. Right?
Go to Sirach chapter 9, verse 11. It goes right into what I pulled, man. This goes directly right into it, because this last part of it, what we're going to bring out, it definitely goes into what this really doing.
The book of Sirach, chapter 9, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Envy not the glory of a sinner.
Read that again.
Envy not the glory of a
The
sinner.
Bible tells us don't envy the glory of a sinner. Like Mr. June, he Mr. June us, To his homeboy, man, his name Ralph. He been selling dope 30 years.
Wow.
But to us, that's Mr. June. Mr. June still over there selling dope, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't envy the good. Don't envy just because he over there getting away with it.
Right.
Because guess what? Like the Lord, like we just read in Ecclesiastes 11, 8 and 11. What it say? Because the sentence up, because that sentence didn't come up on him. That's why
Speedily,
it's
right.
speedily. That's why he feel like he can get away with anything.
That's just like Esau.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's exactly
Just like
it.
Esau.
That's the old press all day. Go ahead, Doc.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end.
Cause we don't know what it's gonna be his end, man.
That's what it
He
appreciate.
might got away with it, but he don't know what's gonna be away with his end. But read on though.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Read on.
But remember they shall not go unpunished until their
He
grave.
said, but remember, they still ain't gonna go unpunished until their grave. They not gonna get away with it. But verse 13 is the kicker. Read it out.
Keep thee far from the man that had power to kill.
He said, keep thee far from a man that had power to kill. Because that's what the brother was. That brother had the death on his breath like a mug, man. Read on. Both of them did.
Mhm.
Read on.
So shall thou not doubt the fear of death.
Because a lot of people don't doubt the fear of death, like this nigga gonna kill me. Yeah, you going all the way back over there to get your gun, come all the way back, think you finna go kill somebody, you gonna be the one that die. Because you ain't fearing death. You don't believe it's gonna happen to you. Until everybody read about you in the newspaper, then they'll be singing some more 3 songs in your funeral.
For real.
That's true.
That's real.
Read on.
And if thou come unto him, make no fault.
He said if you do what I
And if thou come unto him, make no fault.
that means if you in tune with somebody, don't pursue it. Hey, just try to back off of him. Don't make no fault with him. If you know what he trying to do, he trying to harm you, don't make no, if a sister trying to harm you, don't make no fault with them. It's basically don't blow the spark on the fire, man.
Right.
Read on.
Lest he take away thy life presently.
Lest he take away your life. Because that's what the initial thought was trying to be. Somebody trying to take your life away, man. Because guess what? That's how brothers and sisters do sometimes when they got that thing on them. They got that death on them. Read on.
Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares.
Because the problem was you brought your butt back in the midst of a snare. Guess what? When you in your situation, sometimes when you see things escalate, it's time to get away from that thing, man. Don't stick around or leave and come back to the situation. No, you in the midst. No, get away from it.
Right.
Because you're taking a chance of getting your life presently taken away, man. Dying before your time, man.
Right.
Read.
And that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
That you walk upon the battlements of the city. That's like the battlefield and the battleground. Any place can be the battleground of the city when it's up there.
It's up.
Like you say, they wasn't in no cliff. They was in Uptown, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And it was up there, man.
Whoa.
Go ahead,
Let me get a precept out.
Yeah, good, go ahead.
Second Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 11. Second Esdras, chapter 9 verse 11.
Get that.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 11. And they that have loathed my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
So like right now, that place of repentance is open up to our people, man, and a lot of them, no matter how much we talk to them, they may not understand, but they sure will despise it. Like when we always crack the joke about they gonna eat the pork from the rooter to the tooth. You know what I'm saying? They know they're not supposed to eat it. They don't understand why not. But then instead of trying to find out, they despise it and say something even more harsh. Read on that.
The same must know it after death by pain.
And it ain't just the pork, it's other sins that we do. And the Lord's saying they gonna know about after death by pain, man. So the ones that want to go against God's law, don't worry about them. Worry about getting yourself salvation. But the Lord said they don't know about pain. Read on. Verse 13.
And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when.
So don't be sitting up here worrying about, man, that dude right there is one of the worst dudes on the planet. I wonder when the Lord gonna take him out. No, don't think like that. Don't worry about what's going to happen to the ungodly and when it's going to happen to them. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Right.
Even though we see this stuff going on, we not worried about when this brother going to go. We actually trying to help the brother not go. We try to talking to the brothers, tell them don't do it. It's not good that y'all going against each other. Read on.
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
But do what I?
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
That's what we need to be concerned about, man. We ain't worried about the Edomites. We ain't worried about George Bush. We ain't worried about Obama. We inquiring about how the righteous shall be saved. That's our main purpose and goal here.
That's right.
Read on.
Whose the world is.
Who's what?
Whose the world is.
Because the world was made for our sake. Read on.
And for whom the world is created.
So we got bigger and better things going on, man.
Oh, big
Right now
time.
we rehearsing the righteous acts of the Most High to be royalty again. We in training. That's what we need to be worried about, like a prince and a princess in training to take their royal throne. We can't worry about what everybody else does. We looking and we marveling, we like, man, that brother right there is off the chain. We can try to talk. They don't want to listen. All right, Most High gonna deal with it. And we already know this thing, man. A lot of people be sitting up here, and this is honest, a lot of people be so worried about what's gonna happen to certain people and their family instead of worrying about them getting into the kingdom.
That's right.
Man, my mama, man, but do what the scriptures say, man.
That's it.
He giving us all the same opportunity, man. I
Everybody.
don't feel bad if this truth is sitting right here in your face and you want to reject it because you want to do what you want to do. But we made the decision to say, Most High, you done showed me everything I need to know,
Big
and I'm not
God.
finna play
Big
with you.
God.
I can't have sympathy for somebody that say, well, I'm going to eat the pig from the rooter to the tutor, even though it sits right here in the scriptures. But we're going to inquire about how we're going to get into that kingdom. Go ahead, Al.
Go back at great point. That's a great precept, man. We need to be focused on how we make it into the kingdom rather than focused on what somebody else doing and what they're not doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we got to be worried about. Go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 13. Great precept, right, man. We want to make sure we prolong our days, man. Read on.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 13.
Bring it out.
But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days,
Which shall what?
which are as they shadow.
Don't worry about the wicked, because they days are the shadow. Well, that shadow will follow you right behind James. They got their day coming. Don't worry about that. You best believe it that they gonna get it. Their days are a shadow, you know,
Because he feareth not God.
because he fears not before God, man. So we gotta make sure that we fear our God, man, and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, so we can have prolong our days, man, and be able to get this righteous weight and balance that we need to have. Let's go to Leviticus 19 and 17. We have no precept, we already know. If these brothers knew this precept, if our nation knew this precept,
They kept this precept.
if they kept this precept, I'll praise it. If we just kept this one precept, man, we'd be way better off. And it would be less people dying before their time, man.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
We know.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor,
Rebuke thy neighbor, man. We know that.
and not suffer sin upon him.
And we know that neighbors are of our people, and not suffer sin upon our neighbors, man. We know.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
And that's what we gotta stop doing. We gotta stop grudging with each other, man. We'll grudge over $10, over earrings, over bobby pins, too. That was my grandma's bobby pin. Man, hey, man, stop it, man. We gotta stop the grudging with each other, man. If we kept this one precept, man, we'd be way better off, and brothers wouldn't be leaving before their time, man. Read up.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as
You
thyself.
should love your neighbor as who?
As thyself.
You ain't finna go shoot yourself. You ain't finna go cut yourself out. You ain't finna go cut your own self. So treat your neighbor the same way, man. Even if they don't, because guess what? The Most High God gonna get that evil for evil, man. It's not you to render evil for evil. It's the Most High God. It's His. So even if a brother or sister do, that's what offends you. They don't hit that old, if I offend your brother, sister, I'm sorry. Okay, that's fine. I don't gotta hear that. It feels good to hear that though from a brother or sister, you know what I'm saying, genuinely. I ain't gotta hear that though. I'm still gonna try to provoke you to love, brother. Provoke you to love, sister. That's what we gotta do, man. Provoke each other to love.
And that's definitely how that thing goes. Just like from the top all the way to the way you read. Man, we can do this so good. We can rebuke a brother or sister so good. But when it's time for us to get that rebuking, boy, we can't take this, man.
Man, we can't.
That's hard, because that was the whole thing was about it. Brother felt offended on something, he was trying to rebuke the brother something, and then here you go, loop to loop. That's how it don't just happen like that in the world. It happened like this in Israel.
That's right.
The brothers that sit at your own table with you, they laugh and talk to you, sisters laugh and talk to you. And guess what? Brothers be having problems with brothers.
They do.
Sisters be having problems with sisters, man. And guess what? And be afraid to tell sisters, because guess what? You know what? If I say something to this sister, then this sister, guess what, man? That sister gonna have to get over it, man. Because a lot of times people don't like to take rebuke. A lot of times brothers don't like to take rebuke. But guess what, man? Brothers got to get over it, man. The Lord said we got to come back as little children. Little children ain't offended by a damn thing, man. But us as men and women, we offended by every damn thing that somebody tell you, man, or somebody say something to you. Sister didn't speak to me. Oh, okay then. I guess it's sister. I guess you must be in a sister. I don't feel like speaking mode.
Right.
Or I guess you don't feel like she a brother. You must be in brother. I don't feel like speaking mode.
Right.
It's all well. He didn't feel like speaking today. Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
If I see him tomorrow, will I speak to him? Okay, shalom, brother. You don't want to. All right.
That's fine.
All right.
But you gotta make sure that your walk
Exactly.
is ending up in everlasting life. And like I said, we'll act like we don't want to tell a brother or sister rebuke. What are you doing? You going against your God, because whose rebuke is it? It's the Lord's rebuke. We are the messenger. So if a sister or brother need to be rebuked, and then you don't tell them, you taking away from the Most High God now. It's His rebuke. We the messengers. Brothers and sisters got to be told certain things sometimes. Brother out of order, sister out of order, they need to be told that. Because it ain't coming from us, it's coming from the Most High God. We are the messengers. So when you don't get that message and let the brothers and sisters know, oh, well, I just got to, you just messed up. You need to put yourself in the line of fire too. Because that rebuke is of the Lord, man. That's His rebuke, man. We got to tell our brothers and sisters things, man, and not be shy about it.
And when you rebuke, it's a way to do it, man. Like in Israel, people like to blast people. That don't make no dang on sense, man. Right? That brothers act like they can't pick up a phone and call somebody. But they want to put it all out in the world for everybody to see. Oh, this brother right here, he got on too many fringes. I'm finna tell everybody. Brother, man, you could have called somebody and talked about that thing right there. Because it's better to talk to somebody. Because what the scripture say, Proverbs 27:5, open rebuke is better than secret love. That open rebuke is coming to your brother and your sister and talking to them. Now, oh, brother, you know you need to get brother. No, why we can't? Bro, I think the fringes is too long. But I'm making a joke, but it got to go according to the law. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everything go according to the law. Like I can always say, just because somebody didn't shalom you, that's not breaking the law. So there ain't no reason to make a whole big fuss over it. You don't know what this person went through today. Just provoke them to love. And brother, they ain't talk to me. What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Right. What's wrong with brother?
What's wrong with him? But no, the thing that our flesh loves to do, that MF ain't say nothing to me, so I ain't saying nothing to that MF. That's what the flesh want to do. But the spirit need to do otherwise. The fruits of the spirit say to do otherwise.
That's right.
So we need to exhibit those fruits of the spirit.
But then this was flip side, like I just said. But when that rebuke do come at you, how you gonna handle it? We do it on this 154. So a lot of times we be tempted. We be up in our feelings.
But the reason why people be in their feelings because they be wrong.
That's right.
If I didn't intentionally do something to somebody and they come to me, you know, I ain't even mean to do that thing, man. If I offended you, I'm sorry.
Right.
But how many times you seen somebody just dead wrong, then you try to come to them, now they arguing back and forth with you. No, I ain't do that. That's why I say you go at a certain point, you need 2 or 3 witnesses. Because this person is wrong, and then that's why I go to another level. Because when that person is wrong, and they got this spirit on them, it's going to crank up to that next level. because they ain't gonna take heed to what's going on, to the rebuke. Bring it out.
And this pride and this arrogance, it got a lot to do with brothers
Yep.
being tender and delicate, man.
Mhm.
Sisters being tender, we already know you're a weaker vessel, but still, you ain't gotta be that weak, sis. Brother, you already so you ain't have no fathers, you ain't gotta be that weak, brother. Come on. I ain't trying to hear that, man. A lot of times we don't receive rebuke well because we got a problem. We in our feelings, we tender. A lot of times brothers make rash decisions and wrong decisions in these streets, want to fight and shoot each other because they tender. You're not hard. You're not a gang. You're not a good. Because you're going to try to shoot somebody? Brother, you soft.
That's right.
Brother, you soft, that's tender and delicate. That's not hard and thuggish. No, that's tender, man. Read this.
28.
54.
58, Sirach, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate,
That's what a lot of our brothers is, man. That's why we're doing a lot of killing right now, too, in the street.
his eyes shall be evil toward his brother,
Brother, step on your foot and you're evil. Your eyes evil toward him, man.
and toward the wife of his bosom.
Brother, step on your foot, you're evil toward him. Brother, tell you something. Hey, but you could have said it a little nicer. Well, brother, I just said. Yes, I didn't cut you out, did I? I didn't talk with my hands or nothing, did I? I just gave you what I told you, brother. You could have said it nicer though. Well, I don't know how nicer you want me to get, brother. Jesus Christ. What you say, Lord have mercy, but look, if I offended you, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, man. But we got to get out of being tender and delicate, man, too. We got to. We got to be able to take rebuke, man. Especially when you know you're wrong. Come on.
And sisters, our sisters. A lot of sisters got a hard time saying they sorry, man. A lot of sisters act like they can't even say they sorry. You got to get up out that thing, man. If you don't say sorry to the Lord when you meet him, Lord, I'm sorry. I ain't even mean to do that, Lord. You need to be the same way you want the Lord to be with you.
Finish that out, Bob.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Man, this ain't talking about Israel. This ain't talking about our nation. Toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead, man. Brother, you that offended, brother? You that delicate, brother? You gonna leave your family? You go make a family with a whole nother family somewhere else? That ain't even yours? That's what we do. We know.
Verse 55.
No, that's all I want on there. Give me Ecclesiastes 5 and 6. I'm glad you brought that up because we gotta continue the fruits of the spirit, man. We gotta always remember that. You gotta have that righteous talk, that righteous walk, that righteous mouthpiece, man. Even if a brother or sister do offend you, man, don't let your mouth say things that'll get you, like we said, right to check your ass can't cash, man. And that's gonna be the dime before your time, man. A lot of times it be that mouth. Well, you know our sisters tough with that mouth. Our brothers, we tough with them mouth too. You know, we love that mouthpiece, man.
Boy, you
What,
cuss some real killers
Boy,
out there,
you cuss some Negro out, boy, in a minute, in a heartbeat.
Nowadays, little children.
What?
You be up in the store, them little children they look so sweet. They got a heart of gold, but they mouth like some damn trash cans.
That's right.
Sometimes I say something to little boys like, hey man, y'all got to show some more respect than that, man.
I do too.
That's too much, man.
That's too much, man.
Real, they just be sitting there cussing, man. I don't care. Man, look, that's too much, man. Even my boys, sometimes I let them play the field game. They in there playing field. Them boys be doing that cussing. I say, hey, and they be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's too much. That's too much. These children ain't got no respect, man. They just don't have no respect, man. Go ahead, up.
Ecclesiastes 5 and 6.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 6. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin.
Because that's where a lot of situations stem from. That mouthpiece, boy. That's what happened last night. Brothers got into it with verbally. And then it went from verbally to guess what? Action. Man, what's that precept I pulled the other night? When sin after sin comes and it's death and after James 1 and 12. James 1 and 12. Man, because it started at the mouthpiece first. That's what it was. The brother was arguing, and then they kept getting greater and greater with the words. Brother started calling him B-A, all these, and you start calling him H-O-N-E, you know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. I don't even want to just say the word.
And the crazy thing about it, Negroes nowadays call themselves each other B's and H's
That's
now.
right.
And you get mad at that, but y'all call, that's why I miss out me and talk. I be sitting up and talking, I be standing up, I'm like, dang, they talking to each other. Like,
Used to be the women.
used to be the
With
women.
that big spit. Now it's men doing it too, man.
And guess what? That's why I say, she in the line called her friend B's and H's. We gotta check her purse. He in the line called his friend B's and H's. We gotta check his purse too.
Check it first.
Check his purse,
Check it
man.
first, man. Read that again, right from the top.
Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. Neither say thou before the angel that it was an error.
Nah, you can't take it back now. Now it's up. Like I said, it's up now. Now it's in a whole nother situation now.
Right.
Now it's action's gonna happen now. So that mouth done got you into a whole heap of situation. Whole heap of trouble, as my granny used to say. Whole heap of trouble, man. Now that mouth done got you where you can't get up out of it. Read on.
That it was an error. Wherefore should God be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thine hand?
So the Most High be angry with our voice because the fruits of the Spirit. So you gotta be kind, patient, gentle. You know what I'm saying? Not talking bad and rough and rude to our people, man. Yes, the Most High be angry at your mouth for that, man. Sirach 20 and 5.
Let me get a preview. I'm going to Sirach.
Where you going?
28.
Go ahead.
Got 28. Go to Sirach 28 and 1.
No, I don't got that. Sirach 28 and 1 first.
The book of Sirach, chapter 28, verse 1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Lord.
See, we have to remember, us that know the law. Right. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Right. If we trusted in that thing, we ain't got to get crunk up with nobody. Even when we do security, we ain't getting crunk up with nobody. We ain't got to. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. But if we go and try to take vengeance for ourselves, read on.
And he will surely keep his sins in remembrance.
So he gonna keep our sins in remembrance. Because we not trusting in him that he gonna do what he promised that he'd do for us.
Right.
See, that's what when you get into the flesh, you want to take it upon yourself. And the whole situation is out of control at that point. So we had a little stuff where now I want to kill you. That's not even justice.
Right.
You can't even say stand in your ground because you went home. And when it got artillery and came back with it, that's just utter foolishness. Read on.
Premeditated murder to yourself.
Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he had done unto thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
So if we have a situation and we forgive, see, we got to be thinking about ourselves when we having a situation with somebody else.
That's right.
You got to think about yourself.
That's right.
I need to forgive this brother because if I mess up, I need the Most High to forgive me. Read on, huh?
One man bears hatred against another.
Uh-huh.
In Deut he seek pardon from the Lord.
So I'm sitting over here hating my brother. I'm finna shoot up the parking lot because I'm so mad at my brother. But then I'm going to want the Most High to pardon me. That goes contrary one to another. That don't equal up. Because we were telling the brother, y'all being selfish, man. Not in a good way, but in a bad way of being selfish. They ain't thinking about nobody. They ain't even dude wasn't thinking about the girl, the chick that was with him.
No.
The cousins wasn't thinking about each other. They wasn't thinking about the innocent people. Ain't got nothing to do with it because they so puffed up in their own pride. We finna handle this right now. But they ain't thinking about they gonna want to be pardoned. Like how many times we done seen a brother kill another brother, and then 20 years down the road he want forgiveness because he realized, man, that stuff was stupid. Then what you gonna want? You gonna want the Most High to pardon you. Read on now.
He showing no mercy to man,
So I ain't gonna show no mercy to man.
which is Shalaka, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Which is like himself.
So I ain't gonna show no mercy to man, even though this man just like me. We going through the same curses. We going through the same captivity. We going through the same oppression. He's just like me. But I ain't gonna show no mercy to him. Read out.
And though he asked forgiveness of his own sin.
But you're going to ask forgiveness of your own sins. This is the type of stuff that we have to think about with one another.
Right.
And when it said be at peace with all men, it's talking about our brothers and sisters
That's right.
in the truth and brothers and sisters out of the truth. Because they don't know no better. What Christ say, Lord, forgive them because they know not what they do. And that's what we got to have an understanding of.
And we better forgive the ones that's even not in this truth too, because our brothers and sisters that's not in the truth. Because we mess around, you be putting hands on the sick.
Right?
Literally. Because these people sick.
They say,
Right.
And you thinking that you getting away with something, now you be putting hands on the sick. So we have to forgive the people like
I
this.
don't know. Sirach 20:5.
and you know you sick, you got to be out of your mind to do the stuff that we do.
Right. Sirach 20:5.
Book of Sirach, chapter 20, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
There is one that keepeth silence, and is found wise,
Read on.
and another by much babbling becometh hateful.
So guess what? It's gonna be situations that occur. You might get into it with a brother. So who's gonna be the level-headed one? You gotta have somebody that, guess what? Stay in the spirit. Be wise in the situation. Because if both of y'all out the spirit, guess what? It's up. But if you are out the spirit and I'm in the spirit, guess what? You can't touch me. Brother, you got it, brother. If I finish, I'm sorry. Matter of fact, brother, I'm finna leave. Yeah, you better leave. Yeah, I'm finna leave, brother. Oh, weak, yeah, that's what I am, brother. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta be wise. There's one that keeps it silent and is found wise, man. Sometimes you don't gotta react to every act. It don't need a reaction for every action. It's not. Sometimes a reaction is not needed. Who you think you're talking to now? Come on, man. It's cool, man. It's one that holds his tongue and he is wise. Read on.
Some man holdeth his tongue, because he had not to answer.
Uh-huh.
And some keepeth silent, knowing his time.
Knowing his what?
Knowing his time.
Some brother keeps silent knowing his time. And this ain't my time. Why should I die before my time? Nah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna leave this alone. No, these Negroes out here, like you said, no, they sick. No, they out here carrying guns and pistols. Not the time tonight.
Right.
I'm gonna be the wise. No, I don't do it. I'm gonna be the wise one tonight. I know my time. You gonna get up out of here, man. Read on.
A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity.
Until he see what?
Until he see opportunity.
Then a brother might be able to say, brother, come on, let me talk to you, man. Let's talk about this, bro. We don't need that. You know what I'm saying? If it's formidable. If not, you're gonna get up out of there, man. You say, well, you know, look at the time, brother. You know, I'm out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
But a babbler and a fool will regard no time.
But a babbler and a fool won't regard no time, place, or opportunity. Brother came back, like you said, uptown, downtown, Dallas. Choppers on deck. You know what I'm saying? No matter what time, 3, 4 in the morning. A babbler won't no regard no time. Just like I said, it's up. They won't regard the time, man. Let's go to Proverbs 18 and 12.
Well, that word fool keep popping up, don't it?
No.
That word fool is something else. It ain't really, I'm going to read Proverbs 1 and 7 real quick.
Yeah.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. A fool don't fear the Most High.
No.
Because they puffed up in their own pride. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. You can't tell a fool nothing. Then we try to talk to the brother, right? That brother would have went to jail or something, would have worse would have happened. It's because he despised wisdom and instruction. They don't want to listen to wise words.
That's right.
So that's why the Lord called us a fool. Israel is a fool. They don't want to hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. And it's for thy good. He made sure he put that in there.
For thy good.
For thy good. Because it prolong your life.
Read that Proverbs 18 and 12.
18 and 12.
Yes, sir.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 12.
Bring it out.
Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty.
But see, before destruction, the man puffed up. He arrogant. He prideful. Before destruction is a man heart's haughty, man. Feel like he can't be touched, man. As soon as you feel like you can't be touched, you get touched, man. As soon as you think you something, and the Most High bring you down and say, Negro, you forgot I'm the creator. I made this, I did this. Read on.
And before honor is humility.
But before honor is humility. So we gotta humble ourselves, brothers and sisters. Because honor is humility. When you honor yourself, humble yourself, man, that's how you be wise. That's how brothers look upon brothers and sisters, be like, yeah, man, that's a good brother, that's a good sister, man. They humble, man. You know what I'm saying? Not haughty. Don't think too much of themselves. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, now come on, man. Humble yourself, man. Before honor is humble. And we gotta be like that. Go to Romans 12:3. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times, boy, we done did something. We thinking we something that we think we the world, man. Sometimes we look at ourselves and we put ourselves up into too much. We look at ourselves for too much, man. Don't forget who the creator is.
Earth and ashes fire.
Don't forget who the potter and the clay is.
God.
We forget that a lot, man.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
Read that again. Not to do what?
Not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
Because some people real high on themselves, man. And they got to get put in their humbleness, man. They got to get put in their place, their humble place, man. But that's pride. That's arrogance, man. People be thinking they something who they not. You think you're a killer till you met the killers. You think you're a boxer till you met the boxers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta make sure that we don't put ourselves up, man. Okay, you know this Bible a little bit, that's cool. There's always somebody out there better, man. And you want to strive for perfection. So don't just get caught up in right now or where I'm at right now. That ain't nothing, man. Don't think of yourself higher than you ought to think, man. Read on now.
But to think soberly.
But to think what?
But to think soberly.
Now one of them brothers was sober last night. Neither one of them. Big shots, big drinks. Talking with that look on their breath, man. We gotta be sober, man. That's another way, man, to not go before your time. You gotta make decisions when you're sober, not when you're in the liquor, man. We K2, we can't do that. We have to be sober in this thing, man. Read on.
According as God had dealt to every man the measure of faith. For as we have many members of one body.
That's all I want. Go to Isaiah 2:12.
Isaiah
2:12. That's all I wanted on that, man. So we gotta start checking ourselves, brothers and sisters, man. Trying to put this spirit back into the world, and we don't have to be against each other. Let's provoke each other, man, to love, man, to righteousness, man, to being better.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 12. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty.
Because the day of the Lord is going to come, man. You proud, you got that pride on you, the day of the Lord is going to be upon every one of them, man. Read on.
And upon every one that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low.
So we go and say, come on, you go get your check, man. Everybody going to have to get checked one of these days, man, from the Most High God. You go get your check. Telling you, he say, I'm going to bring you down before the end of this thing over with, I promise you. Like you say, you think you're Billy Bad, till you met Billy Badass, man. We got to make sure that we ain't in this pride and this arrogance that a lot of brothers and sisters is, man. That's a quick way that you're going to go before your time. And when you're proud, you feel like, guess what? You can't be told nothing now. See, when I was proud and I was arrogant, couldn't nobody tell me nothing. What you gonna tell me? Like the Lord, that's like a deacon in the Israelites saying, who can teach me something? Shit, yeah, right. You can get taught by him. Come on, man.
I always was stupid.
A child can teach you something. We gotta make sure we don't have this pride and arrogance on them. Romans 12:16. Romans 12 and 16.
Book of Romans, chapter 12, in verse 16. Be of the same one, Shalaka. Be of the same mind, one toward another.
That's why he tells us to gather together. We got to start becoming of the same mind one to another, man. We all got to have that. Brother, if I offended you, I'm sorry. Sister, if I offended you, I'm sorry, man. And let bygones be bygones, man. This is how we don't go before our time, man. We all got to have the same love toward one another, man. Read on.
Mind not high things.
Mind not what?
Mind not high things.
Some things ain't even formidable to even speak on. Let that go. It's okay. You trying, like you said, you trying to be the Bible scholar. Just be faithful. Just be faithful to your God, man. Just endeavor to the end. Mind not some of the hot things, man. Read on.
But condescend to men of low estate.
And guess what? We got to take the poor. We the poor. Brothers and sisters look at each other like, oh yeah, I'm doing a little better than him. I ain't going to stop it, man. We the poor, man. Come on, man. You mean we can't help a brother out because he, what, in a lower state of us? Nah, that's what we got to do. We all in this situation. And you keep playing, you'll be in the lower state of them.
That's right.
Read on.
Be not wise in your own conceit.
Be not wise in your own what?
Conceit.
Your own vain things, man. Well, shoot, I was taught if they cuss you out, you cuss that right back at. Nah, man, that's your own vacancy. So the Most High finna tell you, the rent is his. Let the Most High God cuss him out. How you see fit? How you see fit? Read on.
Recompense to no man evil for evil.
That's what he's saying right there. It ain't your place to go and try to recompense somebody of evil, man. Let the Most High fight your battles. He always said that. He didn't say let me fight your battles until they piss you off. If they cuss you out, well, now you fight your own battle. Nah. He said let me fight all your battles, man. Read on.
Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
Read on.
If it be possible, as much as lies in you, live peaceably with all men.
Come on, man. If it be possible, y'all. Come on, man. And we understand a lot of brothers and sisters, man, they make you so, hey, we know it. You know it, man. You bring it out. You know it, man. Some brothers and sisters, man, they may call it. Sometimes you be like, man, I just want to just like fire, but look, if it's peaceful, if it's possible, man. And it's possible, y'all. Because the Most High give us an avenue to get out of every situation, don't it? So it's always possible, man. It's possible. Live at peace, man. Be peaceably with all men, man. Go to that Proverbs 18 and 6. Sometimes, boy, they want to give it to you, man. Because sometimes, brothers and sisters, man, they might call for struggle, man. Just let the Most High God do that, though. You know what?
As much as lied in you.
As much as possible. I like that too, because that's going to say as much as possible. If it be possible.
That's all we can do. It took every bone in my body.
Not to knock fire from them.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
A fool's lips enter into contention.
Read on.
In his mouth call it for strokes.
It's not calling for what?
For strokes.
Sometimes people they make you want to lay hands on them. Make you want to lay hands on them. But the scriptures say, man, we got to live peaceably amongst all men, man. If it's possible, man. Let the Most High God do that thing, man. Let the Most High God fight our battles. Ephesians 4:32. Ephesians 4:32.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 32.
Bring it out.
And be ye kind one to another.
Well, what should we do one to another, man?
And be ye kind one to another.
Come on, man. It ain't nothing for you to be kind to your brother. Be kind to your sister, man. Provoke your brother to love, man. Provoke your sister to love. Read on.
And be ye kind one to another.
Mm-hmm.
Tender-hearted, forgiving one another.
Tender-hearted, forgiving. That's the biggest thing in the scripture, man. Forgiving one another, man. Forgive that brother, forgive that sister, man. Like I said, for sometimes they know not what they do. Forgive your brother, man. Read on.
Even as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you.
See, sometimes, like I say, it's a big spirit shit. You mean to tell me you can't forgive your brother or something and Christ forgave you, man? When it died on the cross for your sin, man, on that tree, man?
He didn't do no wrong.
That did no sin?
I like this scripture.
You mean you can't forgive your brother, your sister, and the Most High sent his son down here to bear your sins?
God said, he said, because God for Christ's sake forgave you. It wasn't for Christ. That would show a lot of disrespect to the king.
Boy, you gotta stop playing. That's right. That's like I went that one mediator for Christ's sake, man.
He gave you.
For real, that's a big con on that. Forgave you, man. Deuteronomy 12 and 28. And we'll get this law and get out of here.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 28. Observe and hear all these words, which I command thee, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children.
Hold on. So we gotta observe this. Observe this class. Observe these scriptures. Observe the laws of the Most High God, man. That it may be well with thee, man. So that you won't have to die before your time, man. Read on.
And with thy children after thee.
And with your children to prolong you and your children's days. If you take heed to these commandments of the Most High God, man. Take heed to these classes, these lessons, man. Be able to be taught, man. Read on.
Forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God.
When thou doest good and right in the sight of God. We already know what good is. Precept. What's good? 7 and 12. All praise. The commandments are holy and just and good, man. When you do good in the sight of the Lord, man. That's it on that.
Uh-huh.
Go to 1 John 3 and 15. We always leave you with a law. We're going to give a law tonight. 1 John 3 and 15, man. We've been talking about it all night. We already know we can go to Leviticus 19 and 17, but then we went there.
7 and 3.
No. 1 John 3 and 15.
Okay. Book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever hated his brother is a murderer.
I'll read that again.
Whosoever hated his brother is a murderer.
So if you hate your brother, you hate your sister, man, you are considered a murderer, man. Before any actions, man, your actions were that you hated them, man, in your heart. And we cannot hate brothers and sisters, man. We can't do that, man. Read on.
And ye know that no murderer had eternal life abiding in him.
And no murderer has eternal life abiding in them. So we better check that. You got a problem with a brother? You better go holler at him about the class tonight. Got a problem with a sister? Better hit her up, text her or something, man. Because the scriptures say what they say, like Jerubbaal say. They say what they say. You can't enter into the kingdom of heaven being a murderer, man. You just can't, man. Why should thou die before that time? We'd like to give our honor and praise to the Most High, man, for giving us the opportunity to get to this class and try to edify our children. Thank you for the words, for giving us to bring more understanding to the nation. We thank y'all for, if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're on Facebook, we thank y'all for following us on there. Thank y'all for the GoFundMe and the Cash App. Sending money for the truth, man. We trying to get, still trying to get to Houston, Texas, man. I keep saying it, we still trying to get to Houston. Yeah, but we ain't, like I said, we ain't putting no time because, you know, it's a lot of things that we've been dealing with. Passover coming up, we just started our new year. So just give us time, but we just greatly appreciate it. And we thank y'all for that. Y'all brothers got anything, man? It's up in the bag. It's up in the bag.